We've had a flood of school threats in East Tennessee over the last couple of weeks. We've spent the day calling school districts in our viewing area, and we know of 50 in the last week and a half school threats made in East Tennessee. Good evening, glad you're here for WVLT News at 11. I'm Ted Hall.
And I'm Casey Wheelis. Thanks for joining us. 50 is likely just a portion of the threats actually made. We haven't heard back from all schools yet, but we know 15 students have already been arrested. Today alone, Knoxville police arrested 6 students.
Our Sam Luther's been doing a lot of legwork on this for us. Sam, you've been talking to officials from a lot of counties around East Tennessee tonight.
Yeah, guys, the common theme from law enforcement everywhere is that these threats seem to pick up after the school shooting last week in Georgia that killed 4 people. Now, while nobody in East Tennessee has been harmed, there's still a number of threats. Knox County, for example, police arrested 9 kids just this week alone after more than a dozen threats. Cock and Campbell counties both responding to 6 threats each. Sevier County says 10 different schools were impacted by threats over the last several days. You can see here the others, a couple each, or in some cases like Hamblin, no threats since we've been tracking this data. But in Anderson County, 4 kids arrested just today alone. The first one as young as 12. The sheriff and district attorney sharing insight as to how they're making these arrests so quickly and why they're cracking down on this kind of behavior.
And if they're trying to be funny or trying to be cute or just trying to get a free day off, it doesn't work like that.
4 students in Anderson County arrested today after making threats, some at fellow students or the entire school body.
In some instances, these reports, as it turns out, have been retaliatory, where one kid wants to get another kid in trouble. And so they falsely report that someone has threatened to shoot up the school.
The youngest arrested was 12 years old. 6 total threats coming at Anderson County High School, Claxton Elementary, Clinton Middle and High, and Norwood Middle School. With new laws, kids can be detained from 13 all the way till their 19th birthday.
They're not going to be playing video games. They're not going to decide what they want for dinner.
Sheriff Barker says they're using digital forensics to make quick arrests, letting kids know whether it's on social media for all to see or only a few friends, it's still a crime.
And the one thing I would tell kids right now is I promise you, you send it, we will find it, and we're going to hold you accountable. It's that simple.
The district attorney says they're cracking down on these threats in hopes of putting this to an end, adding that today alone, 2,000 students were absent in Anderson County schools, and he understands why.
We've not seen this before. It's disastrous on lots of levels. We've had parents that are justifiably panicked, school administrators that are concerned, and students who are concerned.
And the county's not mentioned or on this graphic that we haven't talked about yet. That's because they haven't gotten back to us on the total number of threats they've been investigating so far. But by our count, at least 15 have been arrested in East Tennessee for making threats dating back to Friday of last week. Guys, every district and department I talked to today told me the same thing. They have never seen anything quite like this. Such a flurry of threats coming in just a short amount of time. The entire region really seeing this effect. They hope it'll all end soon, hopefully slowing down as well.
Of course, arrests won't be made in all the threats because we've learned sometimes there are people just trying to cause chaos in other states, even in other countries, threatening local schools here. Sam, thanks. Police presence will be thicker around all of our schools over the next several days at least, and they say it's safe for your kids to go.
And it's not just students.